What's up? I'm Jad T. Jones. In this video, I'm going to teach you what the teacher frame is and how it gets hot women to chase you. So, women are programmed to be aroused by authority figures, okay? Generally speaking, a woman tends to be aroused when she is around an authority figure. So, one authority figure that's very common in our society are teachers. Now, I'm not talking about the traditional like high school teacher or whatever, but just the dynamic of the woman being the student and you being the teacher. That dynamic greatly increases women's attraction for you. So what you want to do is get yourself in scenarios where you are teaching a woman something, where you are in the teacher role. Now, we're not saying you have to have the career as a teacher. All we're saying is that you have to have the teaching dynamic. So here are a few examples of this teacher-student dynamic. So let's say you know how to dance tango, and the woman doesn't know how to dance tango. Well, you could take her to a tango class, or you could just take her to the park and say, hey, let me teach you some tango moves. So in that moment, if she doesn't know tango and you know tango and you start teaching her moves, you are now in that dynamic of you are in the teacher frame and she is in the student frame. She automatically has to follow you and look up to you because you are teaching her something. Another example is maybe you're good at indoor rock climbing, okay? Or artificial rock climbing, you know, those artificial walls. And that's something you do, and that's something she's never done. Well, you can invite her to that. And again, for that duration of 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours that you're rock climbing or indoor rock climbing, you're going to be her teacher, right? And so again, the teacher-student dynamic is going to be at play. And when that is at play, she is wired to start feeling attraction towards you. So wherever possible, you want to get in more of the teacher frame, the teacher role, while you're around a woman that you want to attract. This also applies, let's say you're a manager and she's just an employee. Well, again, you have that, hierarchy, higher level in hierarchy, and maybe you're teaching her how to do something at the job. Anytime you have a man being in the teacher role and the woman being in the student role, a lot of times the woman ends up being attracted to that man, even if that man isn't especially attractive by conventional standards. Now, as a side note, am I saying that anytime you're in a teacher role and the woman's in the student role that automatically she's going to be attracted to you? No, of course not. You still have to have yourself together as a man. You have to have a good, powerful presence. You have to be her type, etc., right? But what we're saying is, if you have yourself together, generally speaking, and you are generally that woman's type, then making this dynamic happen, putting this dynamic into place, will greatly increase a woman's attraction for you and the likelihood that you're going to get her. So when you're hanging out with a woman you like, when you're going on a date with a woman you like, try to set up this teacher frame, and that will greatly accelerate her attraction for you, as well as greatly increase her level of attraction for you when you take on the teacher frame. If you found that helpful, make sure you subscribe and hit the notifications icon to get notified every time I drop a new video. Take care.